he came through it without losing a match.
Pretty solid out he's putting together here, and what I like, Carl, is he looks like he's really piecing it together, which I think in the highest pressure situations is a good way to play.
Decided to play the stun shot off one rail. And it looks like he's picked up exactly where he left the semi-final from.
Going into your first big final, you'd pay a lot of gold for a start like this. It's the stuff of dreams. And in swift, clinical fashion, Robbie Capito opens a 1-0 lead. If you use the 3 to pot the 9, the rack is yours.
Well, I believe he's chasing the 9 here, JJ. He's playing the jump bank into the red 3 to pot the 9.
I think it's got a good chance.
Well, all that lacked in the end was just a little more pace in the 9. Great effort, though.
Yeah, here's another look. The 9 was on track. Can't really blame him for taking that on. It sat lovely, didn't it, Jeremy?
Yeah, plus he was snookered. I mean, he could have kicked at the 1, I guess, played some type of safety on the jump, but we could tell it was definitely makeable. Fortunski should be rewarded with a pretty quick one here to get on the board. Just a little kiss shot off the 3.
Yeah, don't be fooled in thinking you have to play the 3 onto the 9. The cue ball can also knock the 9 ball in. Just don't overthink this. Don't do something silly with the cue ball.
Yeah, the thing about kiss shots is you don't have to get close to your work. It's much more about the line on the cue ball than it is the proximity of where it's at according to the object ball. This looks pretty natural. I mean, could follow it in, but I don't see him hitting it that hard. Plus, it's very hard to follow in anyways.
Flicks off the 3 to knock in the 9. Mieszko Fortunski levels at 1-all. Great imagination from Capito to pick that one out, Carl. That almost came off from.
Foul stroke. Ball in hand. Please start the clock.
It was funny, Carl. I don't really feel like he was that upset the way he hit it. I was a little shocked he put right English on that shot, trying to get the most out with the cue ball going behind the brown 7 and maybe the purple 5. But
can he pot this ball and find that bit of rail next to the brown 7? Can he draw it off the side rail? May play safe. Yeah, it is safe. Trying to slide in behind the 7. Oh, that is a delight. What a safety shot there from Capito.
Well, we saw a few signs of nerves in the early stages of the semi-finals earlier today, but not much of it on show tonight. They both look quite settled already.
Well, that was close to making the ball, and where the ball's finished in the cue ball, I think Robbie's going to have to try and kick this ball in. He's got to go off the right-hand side rail, Jeremy, hasn't he? Trying to pot the pink 4.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd put him as a little favorite, really.
He had a similar shot in the semi-final, in the sense of he had to go over near the right centre pocket. The object ball was over the pocket. He missed it by a mile. For the hook. He didn't hit that good. Didn't want to hit the 6 full ball. And whenever you're playing the bank, you're trying to catch the short rail in this instance. It was always going on the long rail. Bit of a mistake there.
Yeah, like you said, the real mistake catching the 6 as well. Had a big wall of balls. That's why he wanted to attack on that bank.
Watch outside pocket. Just not quite cueing how he would like at the moment. And this is going to look tough if he's going to take it on. I think if he goes for the pot, he'd prefer to stun it in, which would then mean leaving a long pink 4 as well. That was a great shot. It really was. He's quite tall, is Robbie Capito, and he has quite an unusual style, doesn't he, Jeremy? He holds the cue very high up.
Yeah, and he kind of sends it back a little bit as he strokes the ball. But yeah, I talked about it yesterday. Never really settles the tip. Always kind of moving the cue into position, and say more of a rhythm kind of guy with the stroke.
Yeah, I always feel like when I watch him cue up, he's going to just touch the cue ball as well. It's been a good response, this. It really has. A couple of real tidy pots.
And he's back to one behind at 3-2. I'm thinking back to this night 2 weeks ago when we were all sitting in Hilda's.
Not sure exactly what he's looking at. Clip off the left side, run the cue ball, put the 2 underneath the 6-8. Could just roll on the 9.
Two rail kick for Fortunski. Off the top rail, then the right hand side long rail into the blue 2. He's got an outside chance of potting it in the bottom right corner. We always talk about the pace, Jeremy. This is one of them examples. Oh, a real surprising miss there, though.
Foul stroke. Ball in hand.
Really? I mean, this is where you have to make a really clear-cut decision and one you feel good about.
Well, he's not shooting it. I kind of still like playing the 6 and then sort of going forward with the cue ball and then playing a good safety on the 7, but if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it, are you?
Yeah, there's always been the mental anguish of having to knock a tough ball in just to play safe on the next. And for me, I always missed that first shot a little more often than I should have. Oh, really nice there. Really clean.
Remarkable to think Fortunski's already won a semi-final today. He's leading in the final. And he's done all of that without running out from the break at any stage so far on this Sunday in Telford.
Yeah, it just kind of tells you how great he's been. in all the other departments, whether it be knocking tough balls in like that 7 and some incredible kicks in I thought in the semifinal against Petrie, and really just got really comfortable.
Led by 2 at 3-1. He's a couple clear again. 4-2 for Fortunski, but it's still a long. Again, cutting it fine with the shot clock, having used his extension, but again, it hasn't impeded him. And now it looks like the hardest part has been done here.
The opening shot on the blue 2 from the break set this opportunity up. It was not an easy table layout. He had to break out a cluster of balls, then play a combination.
It's the first break and run from either player since Capito had one in the opening rack. Wow, how about that for a bit of fortune? If you were watching the football earlier, you'll know there was an unbelievable storm at Old Trafford during the big Premier League match. I think it's arrived here in Telford. The rain hammering on the roof here.
Needs to hit a rail.
Ball in hand.
Yep, no rail after contact.
Please start the clock.
4-2 up Fortunski was in this match. So Capito, well, he's won the last 3. He's got ball in hand. All the balls are in the open.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, a chance to lead by 2 for the first time in the match. Get to 6, which is almost halfway to victory. European Mosconi Cup stars have won the 2 previous stagings of the UK Open, Joshua Filler and Eklund Kachi. In fact, Capito is the only non-European to even reach the final in these first 3 stagings of the tournament.
I like the way he walks around the table. I like the pace of play. You know, he just gets on with it, doesn't he? I know we've seen him get to the beeps quite a lot, but he just seems to be making his mind up pretty quick, and he's round on the next shot.
But it wasn't always like that, was it? Because I remember watching him maybe 2 or 3 years ago in matches where there wasn't a shot clock, and you felt he could really do with injecting a bit more pace into his game back then. I guess the point is, if you can play a bit quicker, if you have the ability to incorporate that into your game, it's always a good thing, isn't it?
Well, they always say in Q sports, you know, at the top level, your instinct usually is the correct shot.
And his instincts are serving him very well at the moment. That's 4 in a row. This final has been turned on its head.
Big moment for both players, this, because Fortunski, if you look at the way he's sat in his chair, he's just a little bit down on himself.
It's unusual, really, to go into your first major final and be the favourite, but that's the position Fortunski's in, but that brings its own pressures. That, though, was at the start of the match. Capito is rapidly playing his own way into favouritism here.
Another good shot. I know it looks very easy, but it's very easy just to put a little bit of unwanted spin on the cue ball. That transfers onto the object ball. It catches the knuckle and stays up. Can make you look a bit foolish as well. Let's not forget the size of these pool balls.
So got away with that bad miss. And Robbie Capito has now won 5 racks in a row. He's past that halfway.
One real kick. You just need something good to happen. And something good has happened for Fortunski. Well, he's got the short cue out here.
Extension called.
He's playing the jump shot, try and leave the cue ball there. Send the 3 ball up table. Maybe even going for the pot, actually, looking at that.
Foul stroke. Ball in hand.
Fortunski has been patient. He's been froze off the table for some time. This is his chance.
Yeah, you talk.
Big rack this now for me in this match. Well, he's loading up at some.
Oh, surely not. So, and that's almost certainly going to be 8-4.
Please start the clock.
The first shot is where it went wrong. May seem unlucky, but he should never have been there playing the bank shot.
Well, you rightly said he's been patient, waiting for his chance to stem the tide here. He's had his chance now and has passed it up. Oh, but Robbie Capito has made an even bigger mistake. What a moment this could be in the final.
He is in disbelief, just like us. Look at the 8 ball.
And Mieszko Fortunski out of his chair so quickly. So it looked as though Capito was going to make it half a dozen racks in a row. But a shocking miss on the 8 has resulted in Mieszko Fortunski finally getting another one on the board. Oh, there's still a lot of pool to be played here tonight. Capito leads 7-5 in the UK Open final.
This game never fails to amaze. Without a break and run out, as I said, throughout the course of the semi-final and final so far. But when Capito missed the 8, it was as though the pool god said, OK, go for it, Mieszko.
Yeah, it's not just going to cost you one rack, Robbie. It's going to cost you a minimum of 2. Oh my word.
I don't know what was worse, the 8 or the 7. Ludicrous.
I was very surprised he didn't play for the combo, but
Extension called.
when he potted the 6 and got on the 7, I thought, well, yeah, I get it. You don't need to play the combo, but using the extension on the cue, stretching. Got to be careful you don't scratch here in the bottom right corner pocket. Or 3 rails, 2 rails rather. Yeah, that's okay. Another steal, back-to-back steals.
Robbie Capito leads the rack.
The memory of the missed 8 ball in the previous rack. What a shot. For me, the best of the final so far.
Yeah, that was very special. Jacked up, had to rip it in. As I said, the table's playing slow. Don't blame him for wiping the cue down here. He knows this is the big shot now. Because the angle's steeper than... That tells you when Robbie gets down on this ball and he's behind it. And also, if the ball's touching the rail, which it is, me personally, I'd always prefer it off the rail. Some players different, some prefer it on. Just flick the rail on the way down. Maybe Capito's like me, he prefers it just off the rail.
Please start the clock. Thank you.
After the Fortunski foul, I really thought that Capito would go on and dish up there. Now it's the pole with a ray of light. A ball that has to go in, and it surely will. It was so desperately needed.
Surely he can't get through to that, can he?
Extension call.
Well, I'll tell you what, cameraman's done well there, giving us that view. Jumping over the edge. Watch the scratch. Ooh, that was close.
How many times does he play shots when the beeps have been going? He seems as though he's entirely unaffected by it. Looks away in disgust. What about this 2-9 combination call?
Well, it's definitely on. Oh, it looks unmissable. It would be unmissable with ball in hand. Queuing off the rail, bit of distance, but look at that, this sets up very nice indeed.
The penny dropped, the realisation hit. As soon as Mieszko Fortunski saw those balls come to rest.
Over near the left side pocket, should be okay, but you don't want to go too close to it. Yeah, so he's got a bit of distance here.
It thought about it. It stayed on the pocket for a split second that must have seemed like an eternity for Fortunski.
Some of them stay up, some of them don't.
And Fortunski is staying in the hunt.
Even that's gone safe. Both players have had chances in this rack. Both players have also kicked and got safe. Almost like a bit of justice, Phil. That's tough. I don't think he'll take that on. That is very tough. Yeah, that's the shot for me. Get the hook. How big of a rack is this now? As I said, both players had opportunities to win this rack. Capito, if he does win it, he goes on the hill. That would mean Fortunski's got to win the last 5.
Extension call.
Okay, he's trying to pop this in the top right. Chance number 2. This is a good chance. It's an easy chance. Surely he's got to take this. Combo to start with. Still very much in this match. 11-9 is... it's nothing. There's nothing in it.
On the World 9-Ball Tour, we've seen lots of players perform gloriously in finals and lose. Right now, for these two, it's nothing to do with performance, it's all about the W.
Mieszko Fortunski, winning the rack.
If he draws back, he might flick the 7-ball. If he goes forward with loads of spin, that's hard to get back down the bottom end of the table. Can he miss the 7-ball? Oh, he can. This needs to go. This is ideal, Phil. This is ideal. He's absolutely perfect. 100 balls potted for Capito. 71 for Fortunski.
Capito could be just 13 balls away from lifting this trophy. It's so easy to sit here and second guess, but when he didn't push out Fortunski, even Carl Boyes said it was low percentage. That was the overriding impression.
Yeah, a couple of strange shot selections. Said it's a final. It's unknown territory.
Well, he has missed a really important ball down the rail before.
He's missed it, Phil. He has missed the 8-ball up the rail. He didn't get great on it, but he did not hit this good at all.
Similar to the missed 5-ball down the long rail. He didn't knock in rack 15. That cost him.
Mieszko Fortunski somehow is still in this final. This 9-ball to get to just one behind.
Now, of course, it's not just a matter of holding your nerve, it's a matter of retaining your concentration. These two have been fully invested for 3 hours now.
Extension call.
It's a marathon contest.
Yeah, with all the breaks and things like that, and referee wrecking the balls, of course, it's not a 3-hour match. He wants to try and find the top rail. Rolling up towards the purple 5.
Foul strike. Ball in hand.
Oh, he didn't call push. I think we should check
Call
that
push.
if we can. Well, referee's discretion.
What a seismic moment.
We've seen it before, Phil. Skylar Woodward's done it before in the Moscone Cup.
Extension call.
When you're playing the push out, you have to tell the referee, otherwise we don't know what shot you're playing, do we? We don't know if you're playing the rollout or you've tried to kick at the ball. Oh, wow. In amongst it all, Phil, I wasn't looking at the table. He's gone for the combo.
Well, that's why I use the word seismic, because of what was left. But he doesn't complete the job.
I'll tell you what, I need to look at the table layout.
Go on, Cole, you're the analyst.
Listen, I've been there. I've been on the table when things are not going your way, in the sense of you're just not quite cueing how you would like. You've missed a few balls. Things just start to get on top of you. We can all sit here and say what's going on, it's easy, but it isn't. This happens in all sports, doesn't it? We've seen it in
Can we mark Mieszko's extension, please?
every walk of life of sport, and the safety shot's gone wrong. Cue ball should have been on the top rail near the 9. He is raging.
He's missed his share, has Capito, but when it comes to the big shot, he's knocked in more than his opponent. Here's an extremely big shot.
Needs to find the middle of the bag as well, because he's got to play it with pace, and he's done that better than anyone this week on this very table. Time and time again, he's found the middle of the pocket. Biggest shot of the match, that was. Just because of what's been going on out there in the last 15 minutes. Just regrouping. Maybe something caught his eye line. Again, that's the pressure as well. You seem to notice everything. Robbie Capito is about to get himself on the hill. It was a stressful rack. All you want is a chance. When you're on the hill to win the title, he's going to get that chance. If you could break the balls on the hill to win the tournament, you would pay big money for this split. It's all about the first shot.
Is it going to be a symmetrical success? He laid out his stall by winning the very first rack with a break and run out. Is he going to win the last in identical fashion? Given the way the match has gone, I would say probably not.
Two ways of playing this shot. He could draw it off the side rail near the 5 and back out. He
Extension
could
call.
2 rail swing it round and hold for the 3. He could even go forward with a bit of right. This is personal preference. How would you like to hit this shot? I think he's going 2 rails. Well, he's dragged it. 2 rails. Here we go. That's good. Very good.
Had the self-confidence to apply the side spin.
Overall, Phil, if Capito goes on to clear the table, I think the right player has won this final.
Oh, he's definitely been the better player. "20 years ago, his parents, from the Philippines but living in Hong Kong, went to a toy shop and bought their son a small pool table. And from the age of 2, he's been knocking in balls. But never as important as these last 4.
In practice, these balls would disappear.
Yesterday he beat Fedor Gorsht and Joshua Filler back to back. That was dreamland. He's 3 pots away from Nirvana.
Anywhere up for this 7 ball should get the job done. May have to draw the cue ball now. If it had landed straight, or just off straight, he'd have played for the 9 in the bottom left. Now he can't. Just put one good stroke on this ball, draw it over off the left rail, and you've won the UK Open. He's got the job done. He has got the job done.
He's making doubly sure it is a race to 13. He doesn't want to celebrate too early. Celebrate now! What a result! Hong Kong has a great tradition of cue sport success. In pool, there's a great tradition of jumping on the table when you are the champion. And that distinction falls to Robbie Capito.
And now, coming to collect his trophy and $30,000, his first ever World 9-Ball Tour Ranking Championship. Please give it up, make some noise from Hong Kong, Robbie Capito! Let's hear it again for your champion, Robbie Capito.